नहमदु सल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम अम्मा बाद औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम वस्तईनु बिस्सब्रि वस्सलाह इन्नल्लाह मअस साबिरीन। आयत आखिर खुलिक़ल इंसान लफ़ी कबद इन्नल्लाह व मलाइकतहु युसल्लूना अलन नबी या अय्युहल्लज़ीना आमनु सल्लु अलैहि व सल्लिमु तस्लीमा या रब्बि सल्लि व सल्लिम दाइमन अबदन अला हबीबिका खैर खल्क़ि कुल्लिहिम अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मदिन अब्दिक व रसूलिक सल्लि अलल मुमिनीन वल मुमिनात वल मुस्लिमीन वल मुस्लिमात। Thursday we are usually giving our this speeches. Mostly it was from the Hazrat Hakim al-Ummat. The speech is the brief of all week. But nowadays we are in Pakistan, and Pakistan is suffering in climate. The flood which has affected almost 75% of the Pakistan land and area. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his Quran said, وَمَا ظَلَمْنَهُمْ وَلَكِنْ كَانُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ يَظْلِمُونَ. Allah is not punishing the people, but they are doing the things and creating all the means of that punishment by themselves. So the rain and the water is the life and the lives of the all universal things, agriculture, land, and the nourishment of the lives and in the sea and in the air and everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is nourishing with water. If we look to the international data of rainfall, so Pakistan number is annual rainfall data. Pakistan number is 149. So 100, or you can say about 50 countries are having much more rainfall than Pakistan. We were been to Malaysia and this Myanmar and Thailand. Very heavy rainfalls are over there, but we have never seen the water standing on the roads and the things. Very smooth roads and very the beautiful and technically sound drainage system of the roads. When I landed first time in Kuala Lumpur, I asked from the hosts that who is the town planner. Being an engineer, I was surprising that who is this town planner of this beautiful management of the town planning, and each and everything was highly appreciated. So they told me that Mahathir Mohamad is the town planner. He was a very hard workman and honest person of the Muslim community. He ruled 16 years Malaysia. Then he left by himself that the youngsters should come and they should practice now. He was having a very simple life. Even when he came the second time, his age was more than 90 years. Even in those days, he used to visit the ongoing projects on riding, horse riding. He was not using the very big protocol of the things and the bulletproof cars and even he used to come to mosque in the morning time on bicycle. So his health was very perfect even in the old age, and he was working very hard in the old age. So if the leaders are like this, everything is managed and it is for the benefit of the humanity. So very sad that if we see the leadership of our own during this 75 years, the exception is this deterioration came after 60. Up to 60, it was better situation condition. In those days, the water management, like Tarbela Dam, we were studying in those days and we visited Tarbela Dam, very big achievement of President Ayub Khan. Then Mangla Dam, Varsak Dam, I was there in Varsak Dam, the desalination project and the because after 50 years, the sand and the things and which is the sedimentation which is usually in the dams and it needs to be clean. So I was there and I have visited these projects, very beautiful. The project of the Kala Bagh Dam was the next step of our Ayub Khan that we will build, and that is the very natural, ideal site for the dam. And with the minimum this expenditure, unfortunately, after 70 years we couldn't even agree on that it should be a necessity of the nation or not. Our Punjab High Court has given a verdict that it should be built in. Inna lillahi wa inna raji. Very big threats from our KPK leadership. If the father of Supreme Court will come, we will never allow. So this is the worst situation of our leadership, that the national interest is not priority, not given a priority. Own personal and the regional interests are given the priorities, and they are being under the discussion. And so in 60, when our Gumal University was ongoing, I told to my local leadership that infrastructure will be not successful unless the rain, flood water coming from the hills, that has not been controlled. So it will be smashed by that. Hazrat Umar bin Khattab Rasulullah till now near this Marwa, this raised level, that is the Sadh Umar, that first dam was built to control the flood water by Hazrat Umar Rasulullah to protect the most essential, the structure of a Kaaba. So 6 dams were suggested by our agriculture and the irrigation and the rural in D.I. Khan, and similarly 6 dams in Dera Ghazi Khan. They are under the Koh Suleiman alayhi salam's the mountain, which is beautiful mountain. if that were been managed, so this destruction of all the country will not happen. Even that, the water channels, which are the allotment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the courses and for the valleys and for the floods and this thing, throughout Pakistan they are being allotted to the societies and the rich, I will say the mafia, that they are now even constructing the multi-level buildings on these valleys and these courses. The same thing was there in our Saudi Arabia. They have allotted the downstream in our Kaki area and in Medina, and also in the valleys were being allotted as a towns and planning, but now not a alternate was being suggested and built. So our colleague Chaudhry Wali Muhammad was the best hydrologist in UNO. He came and he managed that ferry, and Governor Medina also awarded him as an award of the high rank services. So the same thing is required, that we should protect our natural courses. If it is very necessary, then alternate should be first built, and then it should be safe, and the water resources or water reservoirs. Once in our meeting, in a usual meeting, so it was being discussed that Turkey is earning much more than the oil producing country by selling the same type of tankers of Dajla and Furat water to the countries where water is not available. So the cost and the value of water is much more than the oil. So we say, I just as a joke said to them that we have got 5 rivers. Punjab is meaning the 5 rivers land. So one of our guard, Badu, he asked that, Moya Hilwa, it is a sweet water. I told him, Hilwa ze asal, it is sweeter than our this honey. So he said, what you are doing? I said, we are just pumping that down to the sea. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Never we have built these reservoirs, and which are being done, so worst type of specification, only the clay and the soil has been put on the, without compaction, without the consideration of the, so that is, with the one shake of a flood, that has been, became a cipher. May Allah give us best leadership, that they should work for the betterness like Mahathir Muhammad of our country. Wa akhir dawan alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.